Well, very impressed with Tennessee, and Kunzel has done a tremendous job in kind of galvanizing his team. They played a very good non-conference schedule, and you can see they're battle tested. And with both teams are coming off of road losses, so it's a big game in that sense. And one of the things that was probably problematic for us at Georgia was rebounding the basketball, especially keeping them off the offensive boards, and that's going to be the challenge with Tennessee, a team that's plus 12 in conference play, and we want to continue to play good defense, but the finishing part of defense is rebound the basketball. So they're a very physical team. Jarnell's playing awful well. McCray, you just got so many weapons, and of course you add Maimon to that team as well. It makes it a very potent team. So we have our hands. We have a big challenge on our hands, but it's a great opportunity.
Our first question is from Jimmy Himes of Sports Talk in Knoxville.
Hey, Mike, most teams are better on the road than they are at home, but it seems like there's a greater disparity with your team. What do you need to do to be a better road team?
Well, we got to finish. I think that's the key. I mean, the Georgia game, we're closer. I think if you can look at the stats and they say one thing, but if you watch the game, we actually were in a position to finish the game off, whether it be free throws, keeping them off the line. You know, our defense has been, I think, good enough. But offensively, we've had some big lulls. And so we've got to shore up that and really shore up on the boards. I thought, that's the first time that a team has really just attacked us from that standpoint on the glass. And so we've got to do a better job of that. But I thought we was in position to win the game. We had the shot at overtime. And you go on the road, you just want to be in position to. So coming from the Texas A&M game to that game against Georgia, I thought there was improvement, but we still got a little ways to go.
You've been involved in 3 consecutive overtime games. Will that challenge your team's resiliency?
Well, it shows our resiliency, I think, more than anything else. And now we just got to figure out the little things that are going to take us to get over the hump. Our guys are competing, they're fighting, and there are some things that are fixable that we can correct. I mean, putting bodies on people, that's what's got to take place. Our guards have got to get in there and really, we have big guys that are going blocking shots, and our guards are not in position, or challenging shots anyway. And our guards are not in position to help burden the load and rebound. And so that to me, that's fixable. And I want to see us continue to push the pace of the game. But our defense has been pretty solid, and hopefully we learn it. I think that's the key. You got to learn how to win.
Thank you.
Next question is from Nate Allen of the Nate Allen Sports Service.
Mike, on post-game radio, you said that you may have to use different personnel because of the rebounding. Just kind of who were you talking about specifically?
Well, if you look at a guy like Moses, I think he's been giving us that physical presence out there. I mean, his physical presence from a shot blocking standpoint, challenging shots, and just being strong in terms of going and getting the basketball. He plays with that nastiness you got to play with, and that's what I'm looking for. There's a word for it. I'm looking for those guys that don't get dirty and get nasty and get grimy. Cody is, of course, he fouled out in that particular game in the last 2 games, and we've got to keep him on the floor as well. He has a nose for the basketball. So from that standpoint, the guys that are playing and guys that are sitting there, I think they can help us on the board. But I know Moses in particular is a guy that can come in and really help us on the boards.
I mean, possibly even playing he and Porter's together.
There's a high chance of that taking place.
Thank you.
Next question is from Steve McGargy of the Associated Press.
You talked about Tennessee's rebounding, but I just wanted to ask you about Jarnell Stokes specifically. What stands out about him, and what caught your attention from watching the Kentucky film from Saturday?
Well, just Jarnell. I mean, he's a guy that's getting better all the time. I mean, I think he's a junior now, and he's understanding what it takes to play and be a high-level player in the SEC and being more consistent. But it's physical. I mean, obviously he knows how to use his body, and he's banging around that basket and making his free throws. I mean, he's getting fouled, he gets to the free throw line. So I just think it's just maturity in his game, and he's growing up, and that's what good players do. He's always been a guy that's been a physical specimen, and now he's utilizing that to his advantage on the floor.